COVID cases in the regions continue to multiply. A few days ago, the OCTA Research Group said cases are surging in several highly urbanized cities, including Baguio City. Let's get more information on the ground now. On the line is Baguio City Mayor and Contact Tracing Czar, Benjamin Magalong. Good morning, Mayor. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Ria. Good morning to our listeners.
Mayor, could you give us an update on the situation in Baguio City? How many active cases do you have right now?
Well, Ria, our active cases as of yesterday was at 3,388. I remember about 2 weeks ago, we were about 4,400. And we have been experiencing some sort of plateauing late last week, and our positivity rate has been going down for the past 23 days. Our peak was, there were two peaks actually in December 28. That was the start of the first peak, and the second was in January 3. And after that, it was a downtrend all the way until yesterday. And we're expecting that the plateauing will probably go on for the next 2 weeks, and we're expecting a downtrend sometime second week of February. Our average case, the highest was 557 a day, and now we're down to about 400 plus a day. And hopefully things will get better.
Right, sir. Of course, the concern is the hospital utilization rate. How are your hospitals and isolation facilities coping with this type of cases that you're seeing?
Yes, Ria. The reason why we had a high H curve was because many of our hospitals, especially last November and December, they reduced the number of COVID beds and transform it into non-COVID beds because we're getting a lot of patients coming from the different provinces. Please take note that we have about 350 beds total in the entire, 380 beds in the entire Baguio City, and 300 of these are actually covered by the Baguio General Hospital. And because of that reduction of COVID beds, our H curve went up. But then what we did was to do a sort of an accordion, management, type of management of our COVID, of our H curve, and increasing the COVID bed actually significantly reduced the healthcare utilization rate. From 71, we were able to reduce it to 64. Now we are at about 66 to 67. Those are the range that we're getting right now for the past 3 days.
Right. There certainly is a need to be flexible. Now, last week, the city also recorded its first 2 cases of the Omicron variant. Do you have an update on this, Mayor? Have you detected more Omicron?
Well, officially, we registered about 4 Omicron cases. But looking at the recent cases that we're getting, I'm confident, and this is actually confirmed also by our city epidemiologists, that majority or probably the most dominant type of variant now in the city is already Omicron. There's no doubt about it. Looking at the symptoms, looking at the trend, looking at the number of deaths that we're getting now, it's significantly lower than what we experienced during the Delta. So all indications point to Omicron.
Right. Now, in your city, Mayor, it is alert level 3. Could you remind us again about the requirements for travel in case anybody would like to enter Baguio City, especially as the summer months approach?
Yeah, well, in December, we have increased our number of visitors to 5,000, and because of this Omicron threat, we have reduced it to 4,000. And you should understand that while we only increase it by as much as 1,000, people have decided not to just to stay home. So we're getting a lot of cancellations right now in the city of Baguio. In fact, if you look at the 3 of the big hotels in the city of Baguio in December, they were about 100%, and now they're an average of about 10 to 15%. Even on a weekend, they are getting a 10 to 15%, and hopefully we're expecting that probably in the second week of February or third week of February, we'll get an increase of the number of tourists coming up to the city of Baguio. I remember in December, our arrivals is almost 12,000 pre-pandemic levels. Even the number of vehicles was pre-pandemic levels. And immediately when the Omicron threat started, then significantly the number of our daily visitors have been reduced to about 800 a day. And there was even a time that we were only receiving about 359 visitors a day.
Right, understandably. Okay, at alert level 3, Mayor, are you planning to keep it there, or will you be easing or tightening restrictions?
Well, our restrictions is actually more focused on kids because we're getting a lot of kids. There are a lot of kids getting infected. In fact, for 11-year-old and below, we registered about 5.4% of the total number of cases, and for 12 to 17, we registered about 4. So that's a total of about 9.4%, and that's significantly high, relatively high. And that's the reason why we decided to issue an executive order limiting the movements of our kids.
All right, thank you so much for your time this morning, sir. We do appreciate it. That was Baguio City Mayor Benjamin Magalong.